We are hearing intimately from a man who left the Allen Mall mass shooting on May 6, 2023 with his life. A gift that 8 others didn't get that day. And it's a very different gift than the one he was searching for that day. It's the day he says he came face to face with evil. A force, though, he says, that didn't win against his faith. And that's the thing about Irvin. He's a proud man of faith, a man who loves his friends and his family. His girlfriend, who was with him that day at the mall. He prays that his faith and his hope and healing is going to inspire at least one of you. But we do want to warn you, especially if you've got young kids around, that the video you're about to see and hear is disturbing.
145, I think we got shots fired at the outlet mall.
Get going, keep moving!
It'll never be the same.
Life now for Irvin Walker is tough.
The other day, my scab on one of my wounds came off and my shirt was leaking.
Each wound a reminder of how his life changed on that still sweltering Saturday in May in the parking lot of the Allen Outlets.
Although the medical center did an incredible job with my wounds, I have shrapnel coming out of my skin, so things are popping out of my skin. And I feel that. That can be painful.
Irvin was busy buzzing through the pack lot, hunting for a spot, using his only day off to take his girlfriend shopping for Mother's Day. That's when he felt it.
Whoa, what is that? And then I saw blood and spilling over my gear shaft. And then I looked up and I saw someone with a, I believe has been determined the AR-15 shooting in my direction. So I then ducked down near the gear shaft.
Irvin never made it to a spot, but before they were reunited at the hospital, his girlfriend saw his car.
She saw the 14 or 15 plus holes in it on the passenger side. She lost her consciousness when she saw that.
At the moment you realized you were shot when you were still in the car, are you hearing gunshots still at that point? Like what can you hear or remember about what you can hear and see in that moment?
I'm just constantly praying. So I don't recall hearing anything specific, but I know I'm just, by his stripes I'm healed. I'm just nonstop.
Armed by the word of God, he makes it out of the car to get help.
I know I was just running with my hands and I saw a gentleman, which has been proven to be Christian.
Christian LaCour, a security officer working the mall that day, called for help. It was the last thing Christian did before he was killed.
I looked back, he was on the ground. I was like, oh my goodness. It's traumatizing, because I could see as I'm telling you this story, I can see the people on the ground. I could see the facial expression of Christian when he was looking to assist me. With bodies scattered around him, Irvin found refuge in a dressing room, but he was in trouble. Each second, his life was slipping away. If I stay here, I'm going to bleed out. Bottom line. He says he saw the gunman's body lying in the entryway of the door on his way to get into an ambulance.
Did you ever have a moment where you were afraid that you weren't going to survive?
I had a moment when I saw people on the ground, but it was very short.
Nearly 3 months later, and Irvin is still sorting through what he feels and what it all means. But he says the guiding light for him, especially through those dark 16 days in the hospital, was his daughter, Jasmine.
How has your daughter been supportive of you through this?
What do you need, Daddy? Daddy, what do you need? Do you need anything? That's just a blessing to hear that come from her. Yeah, just the ultimate love of a daughter is incredible.
He was proud to usher hope down the halls of the hospital.
That's what I gotta be in time of despair, time of heartache and pain.
One thing that wasn't shattered that day, his faith.
I don't have an excuse not to do the will of God. My life is spared.
I mean, you looked death in the eyes. You didn't realize it at the time, but you encountered a version of the devil. If you could have said anything to him, would you?
Evil will not win. Evil will not win.
And we're so thankful that it didn't. Irvin says that he thinks of those who didn't make it home that day to their families, often praying for them. He even asked me if he could pray for me at the end of our time together. Wow. That's just the kind of guy he is. If you'd like to learn more about how to help Irvin, we posted a link for you at cbstexas.com. And I just want to say, he was not only so open to sharing his story, but you saw he was calm and at peace. And he said, you know, I gave that burden to God. His faith is what he says sustained him through this whole thing. And he says it was just part of his journey. Hearing his story, watching you tell the story, you know, I'm thinking, wow, he's actually talking about all of this. But clearly it's cathartic for him as well. It is. It's going to be a long road to recovery and healing, but he's doing it and he's handling it well. All right, great story. Thank you.